Mulderrig is asleep under the awning of the night sky. Above her, stars can be seen now and again through the inked smudges of ragged clouds. By day, Mulderrig appears respectable, a solid, fat-ankled mammy dressed in patchworked fields. But at night, when Mulderrig lies down under the moon, she's gypsied to the nines, beringed and braceleted with fairy forts. And the moon looks down at her and smiles, tracing the dark waves of her forest and lighting the curved spine of her river all the way down to the bay. Tonight, Mulderrig is silent, but for a moth beating against the window of a filthy cottage with a dolmen view, where Bridget Ducey snores under a catskin quilt, busy spring hoeing and planting kittens in her garden. They wrinkle their little noses and mew as she sprinkles them with golden rainwater. She rubs her hands. Soon she'll have tortoiseshell cabbages and tabby kale. Mulderrig is silent, but for the scuttle of rats in the basement of Kerrigan's bar. In his bedroom above, Tige wallows heavyweight under a blanket of crisp packets on white pillows of stout foam. He's dreaming of screaming eels. He catches one with a fresh perm. She bites him hard. Mulderrig is silent but for the chime of a time-haunted clock in the fortified bungalow where Annie Farrelly sleeps the fitful sleep of an old lady killer. She dreams only of dentures. They're coming for her, snapping. Mulderrig is silent but for the soft song of shale and the lulled ocean heard in the Bayview bedroom where bachelorized Jack Brophy lies snug in housekeepered pyjamas. But does he dream? His slippers will tell you that when Jack lies down, he enjoys the deep slumber of the upright. He only moves once to turn the alarm clock off at daybreak just before it rings. Mulderrig is silent, but for the bats that sing in the key of darkest sonar as they spool in and out of the attic of Rathmore House, where Mrs. Corley sleeps in her magical library, hairless and open-mouthed, fat-bellied and spindle-armed. She's treading the boards again tonight, all night. In her little turret room, Shauna switches her legs like a cricket. She dreams only of Mahony. He's taking her under the washing line. She watches the hard-boiled dishcloths dance above her as he licks her ear-rind, and she wonders what the neighbours will say. And where is Mahony? He's bollock naked in his bed with his boots by the door and his jacket over the chair until morning. He's frowning. He is back in the forest of his memory. He's with Tom the bogeyman. They sit in a circle of bracken. Tom has a bag. He opens it and beetles come running. The beetles run lightly along Tom's crossed legs. They thread between his fingers. Tom has gifts for Mahony, found in the forest and kept only for him until his return. He lays them down one by one. Look. He has a sleek tibia, satin to the touch. He has a pair of eyes like newly split conkers, a deep, wet brown. He has a clutch of molars, they glow in his hand like baby grubs. He has fingernails, delicate veneers of pink shell. He has a handful of smooth white knuckles like the counters in a children's game. He has a rope of black hair, as fluid as waterweed. He has a skull that crumbles like a forest log with chambers filled by the scurrying of a million insects. Listen. He has the long-lost blackberry kernel of a heart, but Tom says he will keep that.